Now, I want you to see if you can. I want to see how many of you actually can do this. Just sitting there, I want you to see if you can find anywhere in your body where you can sense your heart beating. Just go there for a second. Just kind of mentally go top to bottom, head to toe, I mean. Is there anywhere where you can notice your heart beating? Okay, did anyone find? Was there anyone who said, no, I couldn't find it anywhere? So everyone found a spot in their body where there was a heartbeat. Okay, now, as you were looking at that one particular place, did you start to have feelings of, oh no, what if I don't find this heartbeat? Oh dear, oh no. Oh, I'm an awful heartbeat finder. Your mind didn't go, because you were so focused on what it was that you were focusing on. You were noticing what you were noticing, that you had vaulted yourself into the present, and your body went, oh, okay, this is more fun than being stressed. This feels better than being stressed. Here's another thing I want you to try. You need a blank piece of paper and your pen. And you're not going to turn this in or anything. You're just going to, I want you to have access to a blank piece of paper in front of you and your pen. Now, here's what I want you to do, and this is going to be awkwardly long. So now you're all suddenly going into the future. Oh, what does that mean, awkwardly long? Am I going to feel awkward now? See what we do? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to put your pen in your dominant hand, or pencil in your dominant hand so you can write. And I want you to put your non-dominant hand on the table so that your elbow is on the table so you can see your hand. Okay? Now what I want you to do for the next awkwardly long period of time is I want you to write down on paper everything you can notice about your hand. Just notice, write it down. Look again, notice, write it down. Look again, notice, write it down. And notice as I say that, notice the little voice in your head that's making up stuff. Remember the non-reality that Austin said of what's not happening is the judgments about this. And then go back to the reality of, what do I see right now? What do I notice right now? So acknowledge that your mind's making up garbage about what it's all about. And then go back to, and I'm noticing this. So just everything you can possibly notice about your hand. And just write as fast as you can. And as soon as you feel like you've got it all, then look again with more than just your vision, more than just your sense of sight. Go to other senses. What do you feel in your hand? What can you hear with your hand? About your hand? What do you notice happening inside your hand? I know this is the stupidest thing you could possibly be doing, but watch what happens. Go. Stay focused. Write down everything that you can possibly notice. Okay, stop wherever you are. Put your pens down. Now, what became obvious to you? What are some of the things that you noticed as you were in this looking mode? What became apparent that maybe you hadn't struck you before? A lot going on? Yeah. Did you get it all? Did anybody get it all? Like, get everything that there was to notice? How long could you have continued doing this? A very long time, right? Some people think, oh, there's just nothing there. There's nothing. I think that's why we get bored, is because we tune out all the. Researchers say we take in about 1% of all the stimuli that's available to us. 1% of all the stimuli that's available to us. Why do we do that? Why do we miss out on it all? Because we're too busy thinking about this and this. And we miss out on this. Now, how many of you, while you were doing this, found yourself getting anxious, stressed? Nobody? Why not? What's the duh answer? Why was there no? There's nothing there, right? What did you say? There's no.
Why is it there's no fear?
There's no fear. Yeah, there's nothing to be afraid of when you're looking, because you're looking at a place where there is no imminent threat. Did any of you discover anything that you went, wow, I hadn't noticed that before? What did you notice? Isn't that cool? Now, she raises a really important point, and we're going to get into this next time. When you start becoming mindful, the ordinary suddenly becomes, wow, how cool is that? How many of you, just out of curiosity, how many of you wrote down that you have 4 fingers and a thumb? Who didn't write that down? Seems like the most obvious thing. 4 fingers and a thumb. There's so much there. There is so much there for us to discover, for us to find out about, for us to learn about, for us to notice. The whole point of being mindful is to suddenly recognize how amazing every single moment is. Because when you tune into that moment, it expands. When you tune in a non-judgmental way. And that's what we're going to... So on Thursday, we'll finish with this about how we do it, and then we'll put it into practice so that you discover how to work this muscle for real.